86,400. Those are the amount of seconds you have in your day. Now, we can count the seconds that we have in our day, but as leaders, we want to make those seconds count. Each day there are a gazillion things that I want to do. And I assume it's the same for you. That's why you're listening to this podcast episode on making your time count. This is the Grow Your Leadership podcast, where we believe that when we grow our leadership, we grow our worlds. What makes your time count is not the amount of stuff you get done, but it's the amount of quality time spent on things that are important to you. When I look at all the things that I have on my to-do list, it's easy for me to feel overwhelmed. Where should I start? And most of all, how can I make my time count? One of the top priorities in my life is my marriage and my family. And a few weeks ago, a client approached me asking me to run a few trainings for them. And I was excited about the opportunity until I found out about the timing. Because the timing interfered with the quality time that I had scheduled with my family. So what did I do? I rejected that opportunity. Did I feel a little bit sad inside? Yes, I did. It was a great opportunity. It was great financially, it would be great professionally, but it would interfere with one of my top priorities in life. And when we act in line with what matters to us, that's when we make our time count. So, how do we prioritize what matters? How do we prioritize all our tasks that seem so important and that have to be done right now? I like to distinguish between what's urgent and what's important. This is also known as the Eisenhower Matrix. So every day I get to drop off my son at school. I love that time with him in the car because we get to tell stories and laugh and bond and have fun together. It's an amazing time. I don't have to do that. I want to do it because it's important to me. I don't have to do it because there are other members in my family that could bring him to school and pick him up. But I want to do it. It's important to me. Is it urgent? Do I have to do it? Well, it's not urgent. Somebody else can do it. Somebody else can fill in for me. The tasks that are important but not urgent are the tasks that we as leaders need to be most intentional about. We have to make time for them, make space for them on your calendar, defer them, be intentional about them. When I bring my son to school or I drop him off, those times are blocked on my calendar. No meetings, no distractions, just pure bonding time with my son. And I love it because I get to honor what's important in my life. The other day, our son was throwing up in the morning. He couldn't go to school. He was sick. Suddenly, that became our top priority for the day. Our son was sick. We had to take care of them. It was both urgent, he was sick right now, and important. He's our son. He needs us. And that's what we did. We took care of him. Urgent, important. When that happens in your life, when things are both urgent and important, you do them right away. You apply the Nike principle. Just do it. Now, there are also the things that are neither important nor urgent. So a few months ago, we moved to a new city, and we just found out that in a few weeks' time, we have to move to a different country, to Singapore. I personally love spending time with friends and love meeting them regularly, exchanging with them, sharing stories, catching up. I love those times, and I feel I need them. But now, since we are still new in the city, I decided not to spend a lot of time on making new friends and meeting new people and joining clubs and all these things, because I know that in a few weeks' time, I'll be in a different country. So the objective of making friends is not important and not urgent at this part of my life. What do we do with the things that are not urgent and not important? We delete them. We delete them. They are not a priority right now. There will be a time when this becomes more important. There will be a season where this becomes much more easy even to do. What can you delete in your life? Lastly, there are these things that are urgent but not important. Urgent but not important. We value our family time and we are very intentional about it. And since my wife is a full-time corporate employee and I am busy running trainings and recording podcast episodes all day, we are both very busy. And we love spending quality time and not have anything interfere with it in our lives. One thing that we found was that cooking and preparing meals and cleaning up the kitchen was taking up a lot of our time and eating into the quality time that we enjoy spending as one family. So what did we do? Recently we found this service provider that delivers homemade food, lunch and dinner to our home at a very reasonable price. It tastes delicious and it's a lot of food. Suddenly we found a way to delegate tasks that are urgent for us, we need to eat, but not as important as our quality time as a family. So we delegated it. The tasks that are urgent but not important, we want to delegate. Try to delegate as much as possible and spend more time on things that are truly important to you right now. This is the Grow Your Leadership podcast. I challenge you to grow, to be intentional about your growth, and to spend most of your time on things that are important and not be driven by the things that are urgent. Be creative and not reactive. Be intentional about how you spend your time. If you find this content useful, it would mean the world to me if you'd reach out and tell me how this is helping you having a greater impact in your world.